2020 was just a weird year in general. I mean, I don't have to say this out loud. This has been told many times, and I think most of us agree. And this is no different for sports, and especially the NFL. I mean, the Steelers went 11-0, only to drop 4 of their 5 last games and not even make it to the divisional round. Tom Brady on the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl despite being the 5th seed. And Washington went 7-9 and won the NFC East. 2020 also had some very good players. This guy, Chase Young, he was literally lighting the NFL world on fire. He won NFL Defensive Player of the Year. He was insane, and he was basically one of the only bright spots on this Washington team. And oh yeah, there's also Taylor Heineke, who somehow to a top 15 starter. But okay, what happened to Chase Young? This guy was one of the biggest names in college football. He was drafted number 2 overall. He was a Heisman finalist. He lived up to the hype. I mean, he kind of exceeded it. Maybe I'm exaggerating it a bit. And now, I haven't heard from him since 2021. I know he's on the Saints because I had to look this up. I didn't even know he was on the 49ers until 6 months ago. And yeah, here's the reason why. It's not that he fell off a cliff. I mean, he's still is pretty good. It's that he's missed a ton of games. Okay, when I say he had a great season and was lighting the world on fire, I mean he was one of the, if not the most promising rookie. He didn't break any records. I looked at his Wikipedia page. He didn't break any rookie records. He just was really dominant.
Chase Young! They're chasing him down the sideline. And Chase Young has a Washington touchdown.
This play, it's an 8-minute drive. Bridgewater loses the ball.
Drops it. Ball is loose. Young picks it up. Scott is there and rides him out of bounds.
That's what I mean. He recorded 44 tackles. 32 of those were all by himself. And he had 7.5 sacks and recovered 3 fumbles. When I mean Chase Young was on fire, I don't mean he was breaking records left and right. I mean he was just dominant. He won Defensive Player of the Year and at the time looked extremely promising. Jonathan Allen and Montez Sweat were on that team, with Jonathan Allen looking on the verge of breaking out, and he would with 2 Pro Bowls the following 2 seasons, and Montez Sweat having a career year. Washington again made the playoffs despite them going 7-9, and in the following offseason, they signed Curtis Samuel and Ryan Fitzpatrick. They had a very promising few years ahead of them. Okay, maybe not very promising, but at least they were going somewhere, something the team hadn't had since the 1990s. I'm not saying Ryan Fitzpatrick was the long-term solution. I'm just saying that with all the factors considered at the time, it looked that Washington was gonna at least have 1 or 2 decent seasons, which is not a lot, mind you, but for a team like Washington, whose fan base has been through literal hell for the past few decades, that is a sigh of relief. But this isn't a deep dive analysis on the failures of Washington. This is about Chase Young. So let's get to the 2021 season.
Be a big story for this team all season long. Fitzpatrick and company begin from just outside their own 30. Fitzpatrick getting banged around. We'll see if that was ruled a fumble. And
that we had all feared on Chase Young.
Yeah, Chase Young out for the season with a torn ACL, an injury that basically they expected immediately.
Went to the playoffs last year with a 7-9 record. This will be their 7th win this season. Of course, we have the extra game, so they'll finish it at 7-10.
Despite initial hopes, the team finished 7-10. Yes, Washington went 7-9 in the previous season, and Jonathan Allen was a Pro Bowler who made the next step, but Ryan Fitzpatrick and Chase Young both got injured, who could have helped them get over the playoff hump. Chase Young ended up tearing his ACL mid-season and would have it reconstructed via surgery in the offseason. So he ended up missing 80% of the 2022 season, taking the 2021 and 2022 season. In 34 possible games he could have appeared in, he only appeared in 12, and in those 12 games, he had 31 total tackles, 18 solo tackles, 1.5 sacks, and no fumbles recovered. In the 2021 season, interestingly enough, he had 26 tackles, 15 solo tackles, and 1.5 sacks. Yeah, he had no sacks in 2022, though he really only appeared in 3 games. Had he played 15 games in his 2021 season, like in his 2020 season, and not suffered an ACL injury, he would have put very similar, slightly worse, albeit, stats, minus the 3 sack stat line. Anyway, in 2023, he would play 7 games with Washington before being traded, appear in 9 games for San Francisco, but never started for the 49ers. I mean, they did have a very stacked defense that year, but anyway, in his entire 2023 season, he'd have 25 tackles, 17 solo tackles, and 7.5 sacks. That's pretty good. Not the numbers he was producing pre-ACL injury, but still good nevertheless. In 2024, he would sign with the Saints. He'd injure himself during the offseason, but was able to play all 17 games in 2024, and he didn't even start a single game. In the 17 games he played in, he recorded 31 tackles, 21 solo tackles, and 5.5 sacks. And going into 2025, he signed a 3-year, $51 million contract. So he's with the Saints until 2027. And right now, in 2025, he recorded 13 tackles, 7 solo tackles, and 3 sacks as of recording this, and he actually recovered a fumble for the first time in 5 years. So yeah, it looks like he's gonna have a long career, maybe with some ups and downs, but he'll be a reliable starter for the next few years or so. So it's interesting because this man literally was Defensive Player of the Year and he was demolishing offenses. It seems to me that without the ACL injury, he could have had a few Pro Bowl appearances by now. And I'm not saying he's like going to be Aaron Donald or Von Miller, but he could definitely be one of the best defensive edges in the NFL if that injury didn't happen. But that is just speculation. What's your thoughts on Chase Young? Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.